this is where I am now going to start doing the hockey videos. That's where the hockey name comes from. So today we are going to be talking about the San Jose Sharks, and it has been a very interesting start for them to start off the 2023-24 NHL season. So if we look at the first two games here, they lost to Vegas 4-1 at home, and they lost to the Avalanche in a shootout at home. And then right after that is when things unfortunately started to collapse. But do have to give the Sharks credit. If we do check, let's go check the Colorado Avalanche's record. Colorado is 8-3, so for 1-10-1 team right now, that is a very good attempt to win in a shootout there, but unfortunately Avalanche take the game 10-1. So if we go ahead and look at the stats of this game, Kyle McCarr leading the scoring for Colorado. He has one of the goals, and then if we go to San Jose, right over here, Thomas Bordeleau is going to get the goal for San Jose, their only goal in that game. So going back to their record, they are 1-10-1 right now, getting their first win last night against the Philadelphia Flyers 2-1. So going back to earlier in the season, after these two losses is when things unfortunately start to fall for the Sharks. They lose 6-3 to the Hurricanes at home. They lose to the Bruins at home. They lose to the Sharks. They lose to the Predators and then the Panthers when they come here to South Florida. And then they also lose to the Lightning 6-0. They get shut out twice in a row by these teams. The Hurricanes and Lightning, they are very good teams. They have been in the playoff mix for a while now. And then they lose to the Capitals, and this is where things start to get really bad. 10-1 and 10-2. That is 20 goals given up in 2 games. So after this, the media really started erupting on San Jose, saying, is it even possible they will get a win this season? And yes, they will. So is San Jose the worst team in NHL history? There has not been a team that has given up 20 goals in 2 games since the 1975 Bruins, I believe, was the team. So San Jose, luckily getting their first win last night against the Philadelphia Flyers. But if we take a look at their schedule coming up, tomorrow at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, they will take on the Oilers. And this game is really going to matter for both Edmonton and San Jose, as we're going to be going over the meltdown of Alberta later in this video. So Edmonton, as we know, Edmonton has not been very strong to start the season. Their most recent loss was a 6-2 loss to the Vancouver Canucks. That is their 3rd loss to Vancouver in this season. So if we're going back to San Jose's schedule, they have the Oilers, the Golden Knights, the Ducks, who have proved this season that they are much better, that they can actually get some wins. Then the Panthers, I believe that is a win for Florida. And then the Blues, Canucks, Kraken, and Canadiens. So these next, I believe, 4 games are going to really matter for the Sharks and help decipher what their season is going to be like against some of these teams. Like the Edmonton Oilers, they aren't very good this year. The Panthers, they are mid this year. So definitely interesting to see what's going to happen with those 2 games. And then after that, going in the long term, November 30th, they take on the Boston Bruins, Devils, Rangers, and Islanders. That is a hard couple of games right there. And then the Red Wings and Golden Knights. So definitely the schedule hater does hate the Sharks this season. They are giving them all those hard games. So going on to the next topic of this video, it is the Calgary Flames. So if you guys have not seen the recent news yet, the 4-2 win that Calgary did against Nashville, Jonathan Huberdeau was sat on the bench for the entire 3rd period. If you look at his stats from yesterday, 0 minutes in the 3rd period. And unfortunately, Jonathan Huberdeau has really gone in the downward direction ever since he was traded from the Florida Panthers at the beginning of the 22-23 season. So I believe this was a good move by the Calgary coach. He is not a very good person to be on the ice right now for the Calgary Flames. If you look at the way that he steps, the way that he skates, the way he shoots, it just doesn't look like classic Florida Jonathan Huberdeau. So then moving on from Jonathan Huberdeau, the Flames record is 4-7-1 right now. And another team in Alberta that is having trouble is the Edmonton Oilers. So the Oilers, they are 7th in the Pacific Division. So the Edmonton Oilers record is 2-8-1 after that 6-2 loss to the Vancouver Canucks, who have proved this season that they are very good with the addition of players that they got over the offseason. So the 2 goals for the Oilers came from Leon Draisaitl and Matthias Ekholm. And one thing that has been a spiraling topic lately on media for the Oilers is what is happening with Connor McDavid. If we go to Connor McDavid's points percentage, let's just get there right now. So Connor McDavid right now, his stats for this season, he has 2 goals. I believe I found that from a hockey guy, one of his videos. Definitely go check him out if you have not yet. So definitely a troubling time for Edmonton and, of course, Connor McDavid. And it really does bring up the question for Connor McDavid, is he injured? We know he got injured in the beginning of the season, and people said this injury, the team themselves said he should be out for a couple of weeks, and he came back that same week. So is he playing on an injury? Does something happen in the offseason that we are unaware of? It's very weird. So that's going to do it for today's hockey analysis video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.